Hi guys, so I kind of want to just talk about how I found out I was neurodivergent at the age of 23. I kind of want to just talk about how I was diagnosed, and I also want to speak about the many experiences that led to me genuinely believing like, yeah, this actually makes sense. I am definitely neurodivergent, and all the things that I kind of wish I've known now that I know. Oh my gosh, should I take my glasses off because there's such a glare? It all started out with me deciding to go on a trip the beginning of this year. I was invited to a birthday event that was going to be 3 days long. And prior to the event, I've realized like I had to do a ton of mental preparation before going, because with me in social environments, specifically with people I do not know and people that I'm not super close with, I get very overwhelmed at just the thought of it. I kind of spiral in a way, like, how am I gonna start conversation? If they talk to me about something, how am I going to react? What if I don't know what to say? I ask myself like 1,000 questions just to prepare myself for that moment, which can be very stressful. So I had time to do so much mental preparation to the point where I wasn't even nervous anymore the day of the event. This place was like in a different state, and we are going to be staying there 3 days in an Airbnb. I think it was a total of 10 of us, and there was only like 2 to 3 people I genuinely knew. So I was grateful for that. Saying I would like to take my own car just in case I get overwhelmed and I'm ready to leave. I kind of was persuaded not to because it was supposed to be a friend event and we're all supposed to hang out and do things. I understood that, and I was just like, okay, fine, like I get it. Like, we're all supposed to be driving together. If I drive alone, it kind of looks a little weird. So I ultimately just ended up driving with them to this Airbnb up in the mountains because we were supposed to do some events the next day, which I'll talk about further. Because I had so much mental preparation, the first day I was meeting everybody, I was like, hi, I was saying hello. I was kind of like off my bunker. I was being loud. I was not masking at all. I was kind of just being myself. And I think it's because I kind of knew what to expect the closer it got. I was just being me. I was good. I was just high on life. I was literally on a high. That first day was amazing. So now it's like, okay, end of day one, we survived. So proud of myself. It was great. We could have ended there, honestly, and I kind of wish I did, because day two hit and we had some events. We were all supposed to go skiing, and I'm whispering because I'm trying to be quiet. We're supposed to go skiing, and I was actually pretty excited because I do like trying new things. I really do. So I've never went skiing before. I've never sled down a mountain. That sounded really crazy, so I was so in. We get there, I put on my ski stuff and I'm feeling okay. My energy day one was on a high, and now it's kind of like come down because we did a lot. There's a lot of social things going on the night before, so it's just like, okay, this is nice. But now I'm kind of like at my normal point right now. So we're going skiing for like maybe like 2-3 hours, and I don't know if you guys have ever went skiing before. That shit hurts. Definitely when you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You're on top of these peaks and there's a huge steep slope, and you got your gear and you're bulking. I'm like walking like a penguin with all this heavy gear on. I have a ski board, and not only is getting on the ski board very difficult, but keeping your balance on there is even worse. So once I finally did it after falling a million times, which hurts, by the way, it hurts really bad, I got up to this and I'm balanced on this board and I'm going down. And for the first 3 to 4 seconds, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this thing. I look like I went pro. I'm going down this bitch and I am fumbling. It was all good. I don't even remember the gap between when everything felt good to the part where I got all the way down. I just remember fumbling and I remember parts of my body being bruised. I'm like, okay, now this shit hurts. After doing that for like 3-4 hours, it gets to the point where I'm ready to go, like cut the cameras. After that, I'm kind of like stressed out because I'm like, okay, not only am I in pain, physically, but I also have to continue socializing. And I'm like, I feel like I'm about to like, it feels like too much, right? Because I had the whole night with them, and then by the time we leave skiing, the day's over almost. It's like nighttime now. So now it's almost 48 hours with these people. I need a break. Mama needs a break. I want to go like be alone for a little bit. My social battery is depleted. My physical battery is in heaven. I just needed a break. You're in an Airbnb with multiple human beings. The social night never ends. It just keeps going. So because of that, everybody's like drinking and ready to play card games and have fun. And I'm like literally ready to die. I'm like, I need a break. And I feel like even if I took the time to go in the room to the side, it just would have looked really bad. For some reason, I cared so much about how I was perceived that I didn't give myself a break. So my energy went from here to here. Now I'm in a bad mood. And I don't know why. I kind of know why, but I don't know why I can't get out of it. So now I'm participating in social events of that night. I am ready to jump off a bridge by time morning hit. By time morning hit, I was in such a pissy mood. Like, and it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just the inner battle that was happening internally that I could not figure out, right? Social events like this were stressing me out. And this is when I was like, oh, I wish I brought my own car. But I just wanted to be a part of the group. I didn't want to be difficult. So by the third day, we went into a city. We left the mountains, now we're in the city. And we all go out to breakfast. I'm in a pissy mood. I'm not really talking to nobody. Whenever I'm upset, my energy is like a dark cloud. Everybody can feel it, even though I don't intentionally mean it. But because I'm just so like engulfed and just stressed, people aren't really talking to me, which I don't blame them. They probably wouldn't talk to me too, but it was just like so bad. Like they're kind of just like letting me be, which is making me feel awkward. Because usually like if I knew I was with people I knew, they would have like came and be like, hey, what's wrong? You know what I mean? Like, because they care about me, they already know me, they care about my well-being. Whereas when you're with a bunch of strangers and they don't really get you, and you have this really dark energy going on, you know, people kind of just let you be because they're like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with her. So I just feel like shit. And everybody knows I feel like shit, but nobody's really saying anything, kind of just ignoring me. So then we order our food. 20 minutes pass, everybody has their food. I placed my order, I don't have my food. So I'm like, this is a blessing from Jesus, God himself. I'm like, this is my way out. So I'm just like, hey y'all, we're in a city, so there's a plethora of food places. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to the main street and go look for food since you guys are all eating in front of me anyway. You know, y'all food looks good, but my stomach's rumbling. I left. When I stepped out of that restaurant and I took a breath of fresh air, I felt so much better. It was the strangest, most euphoric thing I've ever went through. I found out the reason after that. I was just like, it wasn't the people. They did nothing to me. They were kind to me. They were great. It was me. When I am in social environments for a long period of time, I start to self-explode. And I didn't know that about myself yet. This was just a new experience for me with new people, and because of that, I've learned a really hard lesson. I've realized like there's something deeper than this. Also, side note, this was around a time, beginning of this year, when I was really depressed. And I really thought doing this little social event would help. It actually just made me way worse. And I'm a problem solver. Like my mind is always running. So whenever there's a problem that I have in my life, I'm very quick to come up with a great solution to it. But for some reason, with my mood, my emotions, my sensitivity to everything, social things, I just realized like I need help because I can't help myself. I want to say mid-year this year is when I actually decided that I need to invest my time in searching for a good therapist. I found a good therapist on my first try. God bless that woman, because she has helped me in so many ways I would have never been able to help myself. I like her a lot because she has given me a completely different perspective on how I think and how I look at the world. She's taken my lens and cleaned it and showed me how I really should be looking at things. it's really interesting because on our first session, because usually on your first session with therapy, you tell them about your goals with therapy, your problems. And I told her everything I was going through. I didn't leave anything out. And after listening to me, she was just like, yeah, I actually think you're neurodivergent with an ADHD. And I was like, girl, what? I laughed. I actually laughed. I was just like, you can't diagnose me our first hour of an appointment. Like, I didn't take it seriously. I actually thought she was off her rocker. I didn't believe her. Yeah, guess what, baby? After we got into 3 to 4 months of sessions, it started to really make sense. She was right. She had a good eye for somebody that was neurodivergent. And turns out she's actually a little neurodivergent herself. So thank God for me being able to connect with a therapist that actually understands me. When I finally came up with the realization that I was neurodivergent and ADHD, at first I felt a lot of relief because, like the story I told you before, I've had many other experiences that made me realize that there is something different about me compared to other people. But I realized I always used to say that something was wrong with me, that I was different in a bad way. I had a very negative annotation on how I was because I just did not understand it until I got help. And realizing and deeply internalizing the truth about myself, there was relief, but later as days passed, it was a form of sadness. It was a sadness because there were so many experiences that I've had that I feel like I've ruined because I didn't know myself and I didn't know what I was going through and what I was feeling and what it meant. Like, for example, with the whole event in the mountains, like, if I knew how to manage my emotions and my feelings looking through a neurodivergent lens instead of a neurotypical lens, I would have known how to deal with it. I would have understood what to do to treat myself of this miserableness that I had. I wasn't miserable because I just wanted to be sad. It's because I just didn't get what was going on with me. So after months of therapy, and I'm actually still in therapy, I get to smile through this video now. She's helped me to manage my neurodivergence in social aspects, and even when I'm feeling things deeply emotionally, because with me, I feel like neurodivergence is an umbrella term. It can look like many different things. Like, somebody else's neurodivergent may look similar or completely different from mine. You know, it's really hard to spot. Specifically in women, we are very, very good at masking neurodivergence, and that's why right now you see a lot of women coming out and saying that they have found out that they're neurodivergent because we've been masking our whole lives. As women, we kind of have to be a certain way for our family and our friends and in society, at work, and because of that, we are very good at masking. Even though we know something's not right, we just can't put our finger to it. We don't have the words to explain or to articulate what's going on inside. So that's why I didn't find out I was neurodivergent until I was 23 years old. But it's crazy because I remember I was in grade school. I might have been in like 4th or 5th grade, and I remember this vividly. It was our first day back from summer vacation. You know, like, teachers usually make you get up and they make you present to the class your name and what you did over the summer. I remember standing up and being so freaking nervous. Like, I was just going over my head like 10-12 times about what I was gonna say. And I had a good friend, she was one of my best friends at the time when I was younger. I remember she did it with such ease, and she actually said something that made the class laugh, and I was just like in awe. You know, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, how does she do this? Like, she's a natural. How are you in 5th grade and you have such charisma? And then it got to me and I was like shaking in my boots. That was kind of like the first time I realized, like, okay, I'm a little different. This person wasn't scared to do it. I was terrified to do it. But why are we so different? So that was like the first experience I have had as a child where I knew, like, this is different, but I just couldn't put words to it. Therapy has helped me so much, just getting through and figuring out how to live life as a neurodivergent. She's helped me to learn how to process my emotions, how to speak to people in social interactions. She's also taught me how to process my thinking and really good stress management when it comes to just overthinking and over processing. I can go into so many other details on how it's helped, but honestly, it's probably been the best thing ever. When I tell you guys I was so depressed the beginning of this year, like I don't even think I can say exactly like what I was going through on YouTube, but it was like I was in a very dark place. And when I tell you her helping me like figure out like how to just live as a neurodivergent, because I've always kind of like studied how neurotypicals like live and talk and how they do things and trying to be like them so I feel normal, and it always felt like I wasn't doing it right. And when I finally started like being myself, not masking, and my depression was gone. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of work, but I was able to get over my depression. And now, instead of like declining events or birthdays, I have learned my social battery. I've learned that I probably won't do good on a 3-day trip unless I take time to myself, unless I can go on a walk or have my own room or just take time away from the group where everybody's kind of like okay with that. I've learned that I need to recharge. I'm not a person that can be up all night and up all morning with other people without giving time to myself. If I did that when I first went to the event, I probably would have had a way better time and a way better experience. Also, I kind of want to go over some signs that kind of has proven that I'm neurodivergent. This is stuff that I've kind of just did my whole life. Let me know if this resonates with you, if you do the same thing, or even if you do something differently, but I just thought I'd write it down. So some of the signs that I've shown when I was a little neurodivergent is blowing my cheeks. Oh my gosh, I used to do this at work all the time when I was nervous. I go like this. Another thing is comforting myself in public by like rubbing my nails as I'm walking. I'll go like this, and that helps me to like regulate myself a little bit. Definitely like when I'm walking around, there's a lot of people and it's like kind of too much for me. Oh my gosh. Another one is like staring at people too hard in conversations. I want people to know that like I'm paying attention to them and that I'm actually like listening to what they have to say, and that I find what they're saying to be important. It's more of a respect thing for me, like, hey, I respect you. But I would stare too hard, and people don't like that, okay? It's a little awkward. It makes them feel a little scared. Instead of staring at them, I'll look at them, and then like I'll look down, or like I'll look away, and then I'll go back to their eyes. Because if not, like, I don't want you to think I'm being weird, so like I'll just do this. And I do this with almost everybody. I'm like, okay, I've been staring too long, let me look down to make them comfortable. Yeah. In conversations, I don't know, this might just be me, but in conversations with certain people, like some people just love to talk and to yap. I get very bored if it's just nothing substantial, like you're not talking about anything valuable or funny or just interesting. I will literally just start looking around to like communicate that like I'm bored. I won't say it because I don't want to be rude, but it's like I'm just like you know, I don't know if that's like a neurodivergent thing or just a me thing, but I thought I'd add that because I do that a lot. Oh my gosh, thinking about what I'm gonna say in the conversation while they're still talking. I don't even mean it, it's just how my brain processes. And sometimes it could be a tad bit of nervousness. So it's like I'm paying attention, but I'm really not. Okay, being very logical in conversations but not emotional. Like when people tell me their problems, like I feel for you. I do, like definitely when it's something like sad or rough or they're just going through a tough time, like I don't know how to show it on my face. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm so sorry. Like I do that and I really feel bad. Like usually after the conversation is when I'll rethink about everything they said. I'm like, oh, like they're really going through some tough times. But I think while I'm in the present time with them and I'm in conversation, I kind of just try to give them solutions instead of being emotional, because I'm emotional after they're gone. I don't know. It's like I need to actually stop doing that, because like I do care, but they're probably like, girl, I'm just trying to tell you about my day or my feelings and you're just trying to give me a solution. Like, I'm sorry, I do care about you, I promise. Sometimes I think about it all day, like what you told me, but in the moment I'm just like, that's how my brain works. Sensory overload. I don't know about y'all, but every time I wash my hands, like especially like when I just got done using like the ladies room, and I go to touch my like fingers, I get so upset because I hate the way it feels. Like I hate how dry hands feel. And I feel so bad because even with my partner, sometimes he'll try to hold my hand, and if my hands are dry or if his hands are dry, like, I don't want to be touched. I feel so bad because it's like that person's just trying to give me affection, and he kind of knows me, my neurodivergence, so he doesn't really take it personal, but it can still be kind of hurtful because people feel like you're declining their love, but it's like it's not that. I just don't like the way our fingers feel together, and it gives me like a sensory overload, and I get really upset. Not like upset, but I get frustrated. Yeah, I can't really help that one though. Even when I was younger, it used to get so bad that like when my hands were dry, I didn't have access to lotion in that current time. I would just keep imagining like sticking my hands in dirt just so I can get that grit like on my hands, just so my hands wouldn't feel dry anymore. That might sound so crazy to somebody that's like never went through this, but it's a real thing. My last one is like, I don't know if this is like a neurodivergent thing. Say I'm in a situation where I lack confidence, I'll think of a confident person like my mom. My mom is very confident. She can walk in her room and be herself and not care who's in there. That's just the type of person she is. I'll try to embody her energy in that moment and kind of like be like, okay, how would my mom be in this moment? And I'll act like her. And that would actually help me get through that situation and help me be more confident. And even I do this with like false characters too. Like I was reading a book, and there's this character called Jasna Colin, and she is a scholar. When I was going to get my master's, I was like, let me embody her character, let me embody Jasna Colin, because in the book she's extremely intelligent, everybody respects her, and she is like very smart, and she's praised for this. So I embodied her while I was getting my master's. The entire semester, whenever I had an assignment or work to do, I embodied her when I was studying, and I passed the semester with straight A's. I promise you. So sometimes I do that when I don't have, you know, a little bit of that in me and myself. That's just how I do it. But yeah, those are all the things that I feel like is kind of neurodivergent. It is not easy being neurodivergent, and not knowing can be very difficult, and that's why a lot of people like they suffer through it. But I feel like the more we talk about it online and on social media, the more awareness we create, the more people can be like, huh, wait, I relate to this way too much. Maybe I should go find out. Also guys, I do a lot of advice on my channel. If you guys want more topics to kind of get in and learn about, please look on my channel for my videos. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye.